Welcome, friends. We are your hosts, Sandy and Wade, baby best friends turned husband and wife and business partners.
This podcast is for the dreamers, the movers and shakers, and those who seek to attract their dream life.
Strap in. Getting magnetic in 3, 2, 1.
Like attracts like. If you see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand.
You just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. And then from that point, the universe is going to get out your way.
This moment in time, this is your time to rise.
Today's legend of the week, and by that, I mean the person that wrote a review last week that we are choosing to read their review. Thank you so much. This is by Heather MC. It says, Sandy and Wade are so inspirational. I always learn something new in my business and about myself when I listen to their podcasts. And she labeled it the best podcast. So thank you, Heather. And let's get straight into today's episode.
Wow, it's already March. We're coming up on like the end of the first quarter, the first 90 days of the year. That's wild. And I think, oftentimes we set these intentions for the year, goals for the year. And at this point, most of us are like, oh my gosh, where am I at? I'm not on track with that. And we realize, okay, I got to recommit to it. I got to develop those daily habits and different things towards that. But on today's episode, I heard this. Michael Beckwith is a spiritual teacher. He was on The Secret. He leads a Agape in San Diego. And he brought up this story. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is such an amazing concept. And his message was try it on. And we'll get there. And it's basically like, you have dreams. Why don't you try it on first? So he told this story. And we'll just go from there. Once we tell the story, we'll kind of go into it. But there's this woman, she had just, lost her job. She was broke, but she was like, you know what? I'm still going to go down to Rodeo Drive and I'm just going to be around nice things because I like nice things and I like that lifestyle. I can't afford it right now, but I'm just going to go be around it. And so she's walking down Rodeo Drive. She's window shopping and she sees this like beautiful, elegant dress in the window. She's looking at it like, man, that is amazing. I can't afford it, but it's cool to look at. And the salesperson sees her and she comes out and she's like, hey, come on in, like try it on. And in her mind, she's like, no, I can't because I can't afford it. But out loud, she says, no, I don't have time. I'm sorry. And the salesperson's like, just come on, try it on. It'll only take 5-10 minutes. So she goes in and she tries on this dress and she looks amazing in it. And then, the salesperson gives her heels and necklaces and accessories and she's all decked out and she just looks apparently stunning. And this is a true story. And this guy, I forget his name, but it must have been a celebrity because the guy who told the story, he name dropped the guy, walks by down Rodeo Drive, sees this woman, trying this dress on and sees how elegant she looks and literally walks in and says, I'm buying you that dress here, and swipes his credit card and buys her the dress and the accessories and the heels and everything. And which is incredible, right? Like we talk about that. Like if you want something or seeking something or desiring it, the law of attraction, like the message being, she could have just been like, oh no, that's not for me. I can't afford it. I'm not even going to try it on. I'm not going to even put myself in a position to receive that. Instead, she's like, I'll try it on. And the universe conspired for her. And all of a sudden this guy, now, not to say that'll happen every time, but the message being, you have dreams in your life, just try it on, put yourself in that position, that opportunity to receive it. So I want to just like open up that conversation, how that's applied in our life. And like, what do you think about that? Because Sandy's here with me.
For me, I think of a car that I really wanted in my life. I've always had, like, I shouldn't say always had, but historically, like, I don't want to say average cars, but like a Mazda or a Kia or like great cars. But I never thought of myself as driving a luxury car. Mm-hmm. Like I was like, wow, I will never have a Lexus or a BMW or a Range Rover or a Tesla or a Mercedes Benz. Well, I had a mindset shift a few years ago and I'm like, why not? Like if other people can, why can't I? And so I started getting in that headspace like her, where I'm like, I have to see it for myself and visualize it for it to like be invited into my life. Mm-hmm. So I remember, and with our network marketing company that we're connected with, we have a program where when you promote to a certain level, you can earn a monthly success award or cash award towards a Mercedes Benz. So to me, I was like, I'm going to earn that and I will be a driver of a luxury car. So what did I do? I went on my stories and I said, like, manifesting, like, today is a day of like stepping into my future self. And I am manifesting that I will earn this car. And I literally documented Wade and I pulling up to the Mercedes Benz dealer. Like, I had it on my vision board for a long time, but we finally went and we test drove cars
Before you earned
before
it.
I earned it.
Yeah.
And just visualize, like, gosh, like the smell of the leather, like, what is the sound system like? Like, what does it feel like to like drive this car? Like, you know, what's its turning radius? What's all the like little things.
Mhm.
And you don't know that until you drive it yourself. So that's how I think of this story of like what that was like. And I was so focused on that. And I think maybe a month and a half or 2 months later, that day came where I earned it.
It happened.
It happened. It was a lot of work.
Do you remember that day?
I remember that day so clearly. It was November 20th of 2018. I
It
will
was
always
raining.
remember. It was raining. It was a beautiful day. And it just showed me like the power of visualization. Obviously, it wasn't just visualization. There was a lot of work paired with it. But what can you visualize in your life? Something that feels unattainable, something that feels like there's no way that'll happen. I'm not worthy of it, or I can't do it. Like her story, right? Like, oh, I don't have enough money. Like, it's not possible for me. Or thinking like, oh, I've never had something like that. Like, that's for someone else. That's not me. But how can you like flip the script and like step into that where you do see that it's for you? Quickly interrupting the episode to share with you something that you have to get your hands on. If you do not already have the 90-day cycle to new habits journal and you are an entrepreneur, you are in network marketing, you are missing out. Go to 90dayhabits.co and get your bundle. So what this is a tool that Wade and I and our friend Haley developed based off our experience of growing our network marketing business. This is a blueprint. This is a daily do. This is a tool. This is a guide. This is your sidekick. This is your best friend. This is 60 minutes of daily focus. What are you doing every single day to grow your mindset, to grow strong habits, to grow clarity and focus around what you're doing daily, to build relationships, to follow up. It has checkoff lists. It has a roadmap to you building a strong, stable, sustainable business that can multiply and duplicate. So if you don't already have your journal, go to 90day.co right now and get your bundle. Back to the show. What does it make you think of?
I just think that is such a perfect metaphor or example of trying it on, of literally like test driving the car that you desire, because you're stepping into that. You're trying on your dreams, your goals, you're visualizing it. And then beyond visualizing it, you're actually doing it. You're being that person, because we know, and we spread this message over and over, that it's like, you become the person first, that Benz driver first, before you even receive or earn that Mercedes Benz or that luxury car. Like, become the person first, step into that person. And that is just such a beautiful example of it. It's like, just try it on. What do you want? You want to be a millionaire? And we know, we hear money doesn't solve your problems. It helps you live a better life in a lot of ways. But, you know, Biggie said more money, more problems. But let's say you want to be a millionaire. It's like, let me try it on. Where do millionaires hang out? What do they do? Sandy and I'll make a point. We've brought this up on prior episodes, but to go to the Montage or the Ritz to grab breakfast or whatever it is, go be around that. Go be around that luxury. You want to be a world traveler, try it on. Go on YouTube. We go on YouTube, and especially during the pandemic, and we would play Ibiza summer mix, and it would be these drone shots across the world, the Mediterranean, Ibiza, Africa, all these different beautiful places, Thailand, Bali. And we'd be immersed in these beautiful places. We'd be trying on our dreams of traveling the world. Or Switzerland. Would literally put on YouTube videos of just beautiful shots of Switzerland in the morning with calm music as we start our day. And we're immersing ourselves. We're trying on our dreams of living in Switzerland, which is one of our goals. Not even goals. It's gonna happen, but live in Switzerland for 3 or 4 months, or a one-way ticket, and just be like, how long do we want to be here and immerse in this culture? Try it on. You want to travel the world? Maybe start close by. Go rent an Airbnb for one night with your spouse and do a little getaway. Like, try on that traveling the world. Start with a little bit away from home, break away. But the concept just being whatever you dream of, like try it on first and start to wear it and start to wear it around and start to identify with it. And you, next thing you know, you're going to start to subconsciously and consciously act towards that to bring it to life. Our intro says, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. And I loved hearing that try it on concept.
It makes me think too of like act as if, like a lot of people hate the like fake it till you make it quote or whatever, but I think some of that is necessary to really like step into whatever it is that you're wanting to invite into your life or manifest, right? Like maybe you're looking for love, or maybe you're looking to move to a new neighborhood, or, you know, maybe you're looking to walk away from your job and be able to fully pursue entrepreneurship. Like think about like, if that's it for you, think about like, what would a day in the life look like for me as an entrepreneur? Like, what would that be like? What is my dream day? What would I do on a Wednesday if I did not have to report to work? If I did not have to be on all the calls my boss makes me be on, or if I didn't have to like clock in or clock out, or didn't have to physically show up, if I got to run the show, what would my day look like?
That's so good.
And take a day off and freaking do it and see what it feels like and be like, this could literally be my life.
Or even
every
take a
single day.
Saturday where you're usually like, oh, it's the weekend, I'm not going to work. If you have dreams or goals of being an entrepreneur, creating something, the lines are blurred. You're not a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday person. You're constantly thinking about it. You aren't always working. You have freedom, but maybe take a Saturday and be like, today I'm going to pretend it's a Monday or a Wednesday or whatever day, and I'm going to work on my dreams today. What does that look like? I'm an entrepreneur today on this Saturday. What does that look like? Or try it on of, I want to create this thing. I've had this vision or calling to create this thing. Guess what? Whenever you put your kids down, you know what? I'm going to start doing that tonight at 8:30 p.m. or 9 p.m. I'm just going to put in a solid 90 minutes of moving the ball forward on this dream. Like I'm going to try it on. I'm going to start being that person. But I think this is the whole premise of our show, right? Getting magnetic. When you try it on, when you try on the dress, your dreams, you welcome them that into your life. You are open to receiving it most often. And a realization I'm working through and having is these new levels I want to reach aren't limited by my skills or my knowledge or anything. It's limited by like a lack mindset of like, I'm not there yet. I can't have that yet. Or there's just some underlying limiting belief to get there.
Act as if. Think about this version of you that you want, right? Like maybe it's attracting that spouse, like we just talked about. Maybe it's moving to the new neighborhood. Maybe it's making entrepreneurship your jam, whatever it is. Think about that version of you. How does he or she show up, right? Like what time of day do they wake up? What does their morning routine look like? What kind of clothes do they wear? What's their posture? When they walk into a room, what's the energy? Are they like maybe standing in the corner and observing, or are they more like shoulders back, chest high, head up, like owning the space? Like really think through like, gosh, like how do I show up? And even if it makes you feel a little bit insecure, or you're like, that's not super authentic to who I am, or like other people can do that, but like, that's not me. It's like stepping into that. It's that fake it till you make it, right? It's that acting as if. And I was coached to do that like early in my network marketing business, like when I first was starting, of like observing people that I looked up to and start showing up as them. So I was like, gosh, how do I show up as the top 1%? How do I show up as the version of me that is the leader? And for me, it was like, okay, I'm going to show up early. I'll be the first one on the calls. I'll be the first one at the meetings. I'll help set up. I'll be the last one there. I'll observe. I'll ask a ton of questions. Like I'll take that extra time to feel good about like what I'm wearing. Like maybe I'll spend more time like putting together an outfit, or just being mindful of like how I show up, because it makes you feel better when you're like mindful of how you're acting, how you're being, how people see you. And then when people start noticing that, your belief in yourself starts elevating. If someone's like, gosh, Wade, you look really nice today. Or like, you know, like I'm noticing a shift in you. Like, gosh, your energy is like so good. And then you're like, wow, other people are seeing it. And then you start acting into that even more. Mm-hmm. And that is when you begin attracting your partner, when opportunities open for you to be able to move, when opportunities open for you to be able to, you know, grow your business and step into entrepreneurship full time. So that's what I want to say. Act as if.
I love it. It's the do, be, have, or be, do, have, where most people think like, okay, when I have the title or the car or the thing or the money or the wealth or the job or the relationship, I'll start doing the things that person who has that does, and then I'll become that person. What, these successful or wealthy people do is, let me start being the person who has those things. Let me just start being them, and I'll start doing the things that they do, and then I'll have what they have.
Yeah.
It's like flipping it on
It's like
its
you
head.
want a better marriage. You want a better relationship with your mom. You want a better relationship with your friend. Start being the better friend. Start being the better husband or wife. When you start being it, then you will start attracting it.
I love it. So you got dreams in life? We urge you, try it on. Just try it on. Till next time.
Thanks for tuning in.
Only those that can see the invisible can do the impossible.
So remember, you are magnetic.